How's it going, guys? It's Nutshell, and unfortunately this video is going to be a little bit different to the previous, and that is that there are a ton of issues with Tarkov right now. I thought I'd get this video out at the moment in time just to clarify what's going on in the background with the latest update that's come out with Escape from Tarkov's PVE mode and the errors that you're probably seeing. There are a ton of them. There's some performance issues within the game as well, and I thought it was important to talk about these and give an explanation as to why they're happening, as well as some of the things you can do to counteract it, albeit you shouldn't have to counteract them. These are things that should have been tested before they were entered into the live game. It really does suck. The servers right now are absolutely broken, and essentially when you are searching for things in the flea, it's taking ages just to search for different things. If you're going in from your stash and filtering items, it can take ages. At the moment, sometimes it will come up fine. Other times it will take a ton of time, and it's really very inconsistent at this moment in time. So yeah, there's definitely some big problems going on. You'll get a 504 bad gateway as well when you're going in. When you go into the raids as well, you're finding that the FPS is absolutely diabolical at the moment on some of the maps, including Interchange. That's probably one of the biggest affected ones in terms of frame rate. The only thing I can say right now is that if you are running Tarkov on different settings, if you are running your graphics, making sure to turn them down and go for max performance is one of the best things that you can do, at least to counter some of the things that you'll see at this moment in time on Tarkov. Because if you're playing PvE, this is because it really does suck at this moment in time. And I thought I'd get this video out and kind of discover what's actually going on, some of the back end stuff. You'll find that even going into your hideout and trying to complete crafts and stuff like this, it's taking ages to actually claim items and stuff like that. It's just an absolute terrible showing from the latest update. And unfortunately, a lot of the good changes are, of course, good changes, and they will make a big difference to PvE, but maybe holding off for at least a day or two, because I've had issues going into raids and then ending up not actually counting any of the progress. Nothing spectacular in that regard, and I'm seeing quite a few of you also having the same sorts of issues where it's not actually counting that you were in a raid, which is obviously a big problem when, especially if you come out with some pretty good stuff and you're expecting to come out absolutely fine, and then you're ending up that actually no, it's not fine, and then you end up with nothing from going into the raid, wasting time, etc. So I would highly recommend you guys hold off, at least for this moment in time, until the servers start to kind of get into a much better place, and when BSG actually start to figure out what the hell is going on, because there are some definite issues. And I thought this video would be worth kind of showcasing off to you. It is not just you, it is pretty much everyone, and I've been seeing that throughout the comment section of various different videos and that sort of thing with the latest update. So if you want to check out what was actually released with the latest update, albeit there is an error in the latest video, so if you have watched that, Streets of Tarkov is available on the servers only, so you can't actually play it locally. They did actually change from local systems to a from an online server system to a local system, but it doesn't work for Streets. So yeah, of course, if you're in a group, you are also going to be on the servers as normal, but essentially if you're a solo player, you'll find some horrendous frame rate when you do go into maps like Interchange and stuff like this, Reserve, the bigger maps. These bigger maps are going to have the biggest issues when it comes to performance of your game. I think BSG tried to hint that this would not be an issue, but it definitely is. They tried to say, oh, game experience will be the exact same with the update. Obviously, this is not the case. It could never be the case, because now you're running it on your local machine. If you've got an absolute broken PC like a 4090 and of course the latest and upgraded CPUs, etc., then you'll be absolutely fine. It doesn't really make a difference to you. You will see lower frames though, for sure, but of course, if you're running kind of your limits when you are actually playing on their servers, yeah, when you play on a local server, you're going to be seeing your frame rate on some maps drop by even up to half. So it can be a massive difference. And I think that is a real issue because it's going to reserve certain amounts of your CPU and stuff like this in order to host the server in the first place. And if your CPU doesn't have a huge amount of kind of power in order to utilize it, then you're going to find some severely bad performance issues. And this is really bad for the kind of health of PvE, at least in the short term. So I'm hoping they give the option for you to play on the servers as well as the option to play on offline if you do have a better PC. I thought that would have been the case when the update goes live, but unfortunately it's kind of forced upon us that we have to play on local servers, which isn't a bad idea that we could play on local servers, but the fact that we have to really is ruining some of the things that have been added in, and the experience of players coming into this update. Yeah, it really does suck that it was kind of at this sort of level at the moment. I don't know whether most people are kind of jumping on, which is why the servers are kind of cracked at the minute, whether it's just an influx of players trying to test out the new updates to the PMZ AI. Unknown at this moment in time, or whether it's an actual server error that's going on with the game itself and the latest update. Not entirely sure at this moment in time. So I thought I'd get this video out. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like it, and I will keep you up to date with the latest kind of news as it comes from BSGs themselves and them kind of trying to fix things and that sort of stuff. But be sure to kind of avoid it, at least I would recommend, for the next couple of hours or the next couple of days, to be honest, until we hear a little bit more back from BSG. I'm not going to be playing for today because it's just not worth going into a raid to find out that you then ended up forfeiting the raid because the server crashed or your computer crashed or whatever. These things have been happening to people, and you don't want to lose all your gear and stuff for the sake of the game literally breaking and not you doing anything particularly wrong. So yeah, just be aware of that. And hopefully you enjoy this video, but make sure to like it if you did, and I will see you in the next one coming soon tomorrow with hopefully a bit more of a vibrant and upbringing video instead of this one. But I had to bring it to you guys and bring it to your attention. So there you go. Goodbye.